close to the fire. Here's your bring one.
Well, I'm putting two clothes. Okay, what about these?
I'm pretty sure they're not ready either. See, all these ones over here have been getting a lot of fire. I'm pretty sure whoever's corn these are is ready.
Those are ours.
Magic Mouse moved into the treehouse in Mother Amal's garden in the village of Angelville, where the children had graciously invited it to live. Mouse being so small, so as never to be seen, and no one could tell if Mouse were a boy or a girl. Mouse said it makes no difference. On this day, the children were so excited because the Magic Mouse had moved into their house, and they wanted to have a party to celebrate the arrival of Magic Mouse. But Mother Amal said, "Have your party tomorrow, it's too late." "But it's not every day a Magic Mouse comes to live in our house." But Mother Amal was adamant, she was firm, she would not give in, until Magic Mouse said, "What if I, Magic Mouse, could get time to stop? And if I were to get time to stop, then all of the clocks in Angelville would stop, and no one would have to go to bed until they were tired, rather than because the silly clock said they must." "Don't be silly yourself," said Mother Amal. "No one can stop time. We've kept time by the quarters of the moon, the blooming of flowers, the coming of the birds." "But you cannot stop time." "I believe I can," said Magic Mouse. And at that very instant, Father Time came walking up to the garden gate. "Excuse me, Mouse, open the gate. I'm in a hurry. I must be on my way." "I'm sorry," said Magic Mouse, "but we cannot open the gate, nor give you passage nor right of way this day, unless you, Father Time, agree to stop and rest and stay." "Don't be silly. Time cannot stop. Time has never stopped. Time will never stop. Time must move on and on and on. There's a wake-up time and breakfast time and school time and work time and lunch time and come home from school and come home from work and dinner time and bath time and bedtime and time for this and time for that, time for this and time for that. I cannot stop. I must move on and on and on." "I can teach you," said Magic Mouse. Will it take much time?" "I don't have much time." And the children all giggled. "Time doesn't have much time. Time doesn't have much time. How silly can time be? How do I stop, Mouse? How do I stop?" "Stop." And Father Time stopped and sat in a chair and closed his eyes. And for the first time ever, he fell asleep, and all of the clocks in Angelville stopped. And the children were so excited, they rushed over to Mouse and said, "Mouse, would you teach us a game?" And Mouse said, "Well, when you rushed about before to tell the people I was here, what did you do?" "Well, we shouted, 'Magic Mouse is here, Magic Mouse is here.'" "No need to shout," said Mouse, "because a truth whispered will carry on the wind until the whole world hears it. And beside, when you whisper, did you know you had to smile? You cannot whisper without a smile." And the children learned the game of whispers and smiles. They said, "Mouse, can you teach us another game?" And Mouse said, "Well, what did you do when you got up this morning?" "Well, we all turned on the telly and watched the telly." "Ha ha," said Mouse. "When I get up, I don't watch the telly. I stretch and say, 'Thank you, Lord, for the blessings of this day. And I'd rather be me than watch TV. I think I'll go and hug a tree. I'd rather be me. I'd rather be free and live life in simplicity.'" "Well, if you don't watch TV, what can you do?" And Mouse said, "I'll go out and find some wood and carve it into something good. I'll find a rock and beat the ground and listen to its beautiful sound. I'll fold some paper and make a boat and wait for the rain and watch it float, because I'd rather be me than watch TV. I think I'll go and hug a tree. I'd rather be me. I'd rather be free and live life in simplicity." Well, the children loved that, and they said, "Mouse, have you got one more game?" And Mouse said, "Who among you's ever been angry?" And they all raised their hand. They'd all been angry at one time or another. Mouse said, "The next time you're angry, simply go into the garden and sit in silence for an hour with one flower, and all your anger will lose its power." Well, the flowers, who could speak as could you and I, said, "Why not sit in silence for an hour with a tree and let your anger be free?" And young Albertina Cuddleweed came along and said, "Sit in silence for an hour with a grape and let your anger lose its shape." And the grape said, "Sit in silence for an hour with an ant. I'll bet you can't." And the children giggled and laughed, and finally they went to bed one by one because they were tired and not because the clock said they must. And when the last of the children were tucked in their bed, Magic Mouse went over to Father Time and said, "Time, it's time to get up." And as if by magic, they were sitting in a room filled with time. And upon the wall was a clock set to every minute and every hour and every second that there has ever been and that there will ever be. It's beautiful, said Father Time, but pray tell, what is it? This is a room of time for you, dear Father Time, or anyone who's ever nervous about being late or early. When you are that way, simply come into this room, gaze upon the wall, pick the clock which has your time, and be there. Thank you, said Father Time, as he began walking out of the garden. Thank you, Mouse, for teaching me that time is only the product of my anxious mind. And that's our story.
Keep going. I gotta put in there. Yeah, you do it pretty good. You stay right there. The Hund is.
Huh?
I mean,
Relax. Not here to hurt you.
shiny and their hot breath you could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky, for he saw the riders coming hard, and he heard their mournful cry. Yippee-yi-hey, yippee-yi-oh. ghost riders in the sky. Riders in the sky.
by the way, if anybody wants to order bells, I do cast them for anybody, and you can get, there's 7 different sizes, one for each chakra, if you know what a chakra is. But let me know, and in the meantime, we'll get back with some faster music, but thank you for the quietness.